Kemper Profiler Tones and Talks, Season 2, Legends Tributes, Episode 9. Today we're looking at the amazing tones of Soundgarden's Mr. Kim Thayil. Here's the video. Amazing, these tones. Soundgarden had always very, very special guitar arrangements and guitar tones. And I think Kim Thayil is someone who always left you longing for some release, but he always comes up with another interesting twist to a very unique part. And again with us is Mr. Thomas Dill, who dove very deep into the sound and tonal and also harmonical world of Kim Thayil, and lets us know what the full story is. So Thomas, here about Soundgarden's Kim Thayil and Black Hole Sun.
First of all, hi. Amazing guitar player for me, because he is not the typical guitar player guy. He is unique in playing, in sounds. Everything is totally unique, and it's something. Some people who are so unique. Another guy for me is John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can't copy them. It's really hard because they have their own. It's like somebody who talks different, has a strange accent, another accent, or something like that. And these guys have that, and they sound amazing. And I think Kim Thayil is one reason, beneath the great voice of Chris Cornell, why Soundgarden sounded like they are sounding or sounded at that time. And I did a little bit of research, what they played, what Kim Thayil used on the recordings. It's not 100% proof, but I did my best in research. So here are the song facts. First thing, the song is Black Hole Sun. The composer is Chris Cornell, and band Soundgarden. We said that before. The album is super unknown, and album release was 1994, and the studio was at in Seattle Bad Animal Studio, and the producer was Michael Beinhorn. And I found out Kim Thayil, his main guitar is a Guild S100, early 90s reissue model. Here we are, here's the guitar, and it's an SG style guitar with 2 humbucker pickups and a phase switch to switch the sounds of the pickups. And the reason why he used this guitar, he said that in an interview, was because he has more space behind the bridge for palm mute playing, for resting his palm, than he had on an SG. So this was one reason beneath the sound and the play feel of this guitar. And here we are, the man with the white one and the black model of this S100. And here's a screenshot from a Rick Rundown from Premier Guitar. I think it was some between 2010 or something like that. So newer days when they played their reunion tour. And he used the S100 and an S300, an old model from 1979, for lower tuning and a Gibson Firebird he used on stage too. And I just recently saw a video from Warren Ewart, Produce Like a Pro, where he demonstrated the song and played some solo tracks, and he made an interview with Michael Beinhorn, and he said they used, on particularly on that song, these guitars: Gretsch Duo Jet, a Silver Jet, and a Fender Jazzmaster. So yeah, some people say S100 is the only guitar Kim Thayil used on these recordings, but yeah, they had much guitars there, so maybe they used that one. But of course, I think higher output than single coil, and maybe, yeah, some humbucking guitars. The amps and caps, or amp, is what he's using is the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier, the modern high gain amp in the 90s, the amp that changed music in that era. And these days, and at the reunion tour, he used a tone. It was a Tremoverb combo and an Electrodyne head. And the Tremoverb combo has a little bit more mid-range and drive, and was set a little bit lower volume. And the Electrodyne head has more lows, more sparkle at the top end, so a mid-scooped sound, a more mid-scooped sound, and was driven to these 2x12 caps with Celestion Vintage 30s. So this is a picture also from the Premier Guitar rig rundown from these days. Effects. Now it's interesting. I take this one to the effects because it's a special sound. It's the Leslie 16. This is a speaker cabinet, rotating speaker cabinet, which was driven by a Marshall JMP amp, as they said from the interview from Michael Beinhorn. And Warren Ewart said that they used another one, a Fender Vibratone rotating speaker cabinet driven by the Mesa Boogie amp, the rectifier, and they used both amps, the Leslie cabinet and the Vibratone cabinet, to create this really great rotating speaker sound in the verse part. And yeah, for those who don't know, this is the rotating speaker cabinet. We have a high frequency driver placed to the upper side with two rotating horns, and these are mic'd on left hand side in stereo. And then we have a low frequency driver, I think it's a 12-inch speaker, which blends into the bottom of the speaker cabinet into a 2-speed drum rotor. And this black thing here is the open space of the rotor. So you get sometimes a louder signal depending on the speed of these rotors. So they have two speeds, a fast speed and a slower speed, and you can make a break. So sometimes you don't get the open version at the microphone position. It's a really spacey thing, created for the use of a Hammond organ, but as we guitar players are, we use that stuff too because it sounds so great. And he didn't use that one on stage, or the Leslie or the Vibratone. He used the Euxen Kettner Rotosphere on stage because it's a little bit smaller and not so heavy to transport. And this Rotosphere is placed in the effects loop of the Electrodyne combo when he used that on stage. So he had one wet amp and one dry amp for that sound. And just for information, here's the pedal board he used on that tour. And I think the rotosphere is somewhere behind the amp or somewhere placed, because he didn't need that on the board. He switched it on, I think, with this knob here. BHS means, I think, Black Hole Sun. So this is the rotary the rotary effect. Yeah, that's about it. And it's hard to create this sound, this typical sound for guitar. So I tried for this Legends Tribute collection to make the rhythm part, the rhythm guitar, not the lead part, and to make the verse part with a clean rotary sound and the chorus part with the high gain amp sound in one rig. So I used morphing, and this is because you see in the name, I will show you that on the rig manager. So here we are, Legends Tributes collection 1 to 3, Kim Thayil, and there's an M behind the name. That means morphing is used. And this is used to switch between the verse sound and the chorus sound. So chorus, not the chorus effect, chorus part sound. What did I use? Of course, amp, Mesa Boogie, dual rectifier. Now I turn to the original one. It's from the Lars Lütke from, I think it's Tone Hammer. The Tone Hammer. Where are they?
Lars Lütke.
Lars
it's
Lütke,
under Lars Lütke.
yeah.
He had to change. He had to change his label due to some
Okay.
legal
So
shenanigans.
here's the profile in that pack. Where are we? Yeah. So yeah, amp and of course natural reverb, rotary speaker, and some other stuff, chromatic pitch and wah high pass. I will tell you why. Okay, coming down and starting from scratch. At the left side, there's a noise gate at 0.1 in the signal chain. Yeah, for the high gain rectifier, you need a little bit of noise gate. It's set to 4.1, the threshold. So here is the clean guitar sound. Nothing fancy, a clean sounding rectifier amp. And a little bit of natural reverb. And it's set, I will come to the morphing later. It's set to 1.8 seconds and the mix level is at 48. So it creates a little bit of more space in the verse part. Next one is the guy here, rotary speaker. The rotation speed is set to fast, and you have the low-high level balance. That means when you have this picture of the rotary speaker in mind, we have two speakers in there, a high speaker, high frequency speaker, and the low frequency speaker. So when you only want to hear the high frequency speaker, turn it to the right, 100%, and only the low, then to minus 100%. So this is equal in the middle position. Here is stereo at 180 degrees. So that means you have the speaker really wide stereo. In mono, check this out. So it's really wide sounding. That's all. And yeah, it sounds close to the verse part. But for my own opinion, it's not close enough. I don't know. I think they had some synth or something like that doubled with some higher notes. It doesn't sound, this is normal guitar sound. And I tried it sounds in the recording, in the mix, it sounds a little bit special, a little bit, filtered and with higher frequencies. So this is what I heard. It's not briefly irgendwie some kind of, it's just my feel from listening to the original. So what I did is adding a chromatic pitch now behind the stack, just with one voice up an octave and the mix level really low. So to get this some little shimmering tone. When I put the mix level really high, Mickey Mouse, yeah? That's not what I wanted. Just a little bit at -737. Just a little bit of shimmer. Turn it off. Oh, here we are. Now with.
Interesting.
Really small difference. Just small, but for me, it's getting closer to the mix sound of the recording. And another thing I put on is the wah high pass. So it's a touch wah, the mix level at 55%. And I will turn it all the way up. Touch wah, but with 55 and soft attack. When I played it the way before, I hit the strings hard. Now with soft attack, you get the transients are smoothened out and get this filtery effect on that. Without those two, so this is, for me, a really small detail, but I think it's important. Just when you want to play that and you don't have a synth player, I think it's a small synth line, because Michael Beinhorn at these days was a really huge fan of techno music and synth sounds. I think they put it a little synth just with the top notes. So there's the first one. Go down. So just that one again, and that one.
Interesting. I have to go back and listen to this and
please, people, write something if you feel that way, or if you think, hey, Mr. Dill is totally somewhere else.
No, because just as you do it and add these special things, I wouldn't have thought about actually, and you demonstrate what it does to the tone. These subtle differences, but they add a little bit of, you could call it dirt or some irregular things. They make it, of course, more. It's like if you add another spice to a standard dish, so you make it more interesting and unexpected, and that always makes the difference. And that's what I always say. It's you always go the important little bit further into these things, and then you end up with a more hardy and lively and more expressive tone. That's pretty impressive. And but I will try to find out what that is. And especially mentioning this, I think we didn't have touched this yet. The original recording is even in a weird place, because it's not
somewhere between two keys.
Yeah, it's not drop D, it's drop, but I think slightly below E flat or something, or even higher than E flat, but still dropped. I tried to analyze it with one of the various, audio analysis software pieces, and it was always all over the place.
Maybe they put the tape a little bit faster. Because Beinhardt said in that one interview that the band liked to play the song faster, and he wanted to have them really hard and slow moving, and it's great. So maybe they did a compromise on that. So, and this sound drove me mad, because I had it already programmed, said, okay, no problem, Leslie effect, clean rectifier, here we are. Mm-hmm. Then I listened to the original and I said, no, the guitar sound is too normal. It's too clean, then needs to be some special twist on that. And I tried a lot stuff and came to this filtery effect with a wah high pass, touch wah, mm-hmm. and chromatic pitch. And again, let's go back to the rig manager. The studio EQ, I didn't turn that on, is just to match the speaker's frequency range, high cut at 8.7, low cut, nothing else here in the mid or higher range, boosted or cut down. So now coming to the morphing part. And this is very interesting, you see here the red and blue dots, amp, high pass, chromatic pitch, and rotary speaker. So here are some morphing parameters. In these effects, just the mix level. So wah high pass, mix level from the verse part. So let's say the verse part is red, the chorus part is blue. So it comes down 0%. So the high pass filter is turned off in that case. Same with the chromatic pitch, mix level, minus 50. So it's turned off. The rotaries of the amp, we have the gain, of course, from clean to high gain. And definition is at 10. So that means really tight low end. And if you put definition in the middle. So for modern sounds, turn definition really up to get this tight low end, and you have punchy high frequency range. Okay, the rotary speaker also is mix level at 100% for the verse sound, and turning to 2% for the chorus sound. So why 2%? Nasty little detail. Normally, or in the original, you hear it. If you're interested in, go to Warren Ewart, Produce Like a Pro, and Black Hole Sun. He plays the soloed guitar tracks and drum bass tracks and everything, and you hear on the chorus part that there is a rotary effect also on this high gain sound. But I couldn't make it for this one tone with morphing because you need to turn the rotary speed too slow. Then you can raise the mix level a little bit. And you get this rotary sound with a high gain guitar tone. So, and this is the reason why I had the rotary speaker to mix level to 2%, just to have a little bit of amount of this rotating sound. But it would be sound weird. Now, wait, go back to the rig manager. It would sound too weird if I would turn the mix level to 11%. So this is my compromise. If somebody is using that sound in the band, then make another rig and turn the speed down and set the mix level for this tone to a higher amount. And here, going back. And it's programmed in that way when you push the switch of the rig, then it turns to the next to the morph part. So it's no time to change this sound. The rise time and fall time is set to 0. Yeah, this is really interesting. And a great tone, great performance. What they did at these days.
Yeah, that song, when that came out, this was amazing. It completely blew me away. And the video, this weird thing on top of that, Chris Cornell, rest in peace, man. And what really kicked me as well was because Matt Cameron was on drums.
Yeah.
On that record, and this intro break, the toms and the kick drum and the snare, they are so that's one of the greatest drum sounds I've heard for music like this. It's so full but still transparent, and so how they got that, I don't know. It's still weird. It's still a very unique, outstanding piece of work, that album.
The snare sounds so great. It rings.
Yeah, this weird combination of it's compressed. It's you hear like tape stuff and tubes, but still transparent and still with a punch, not so mushed out. It's most probably a lot of parallel shenanigans going on at the same time there. Or re-recording, whatever. It's really amazing. So I still, it's a personal thing. I still have this in mind when I try to come up with some mixes for rock-oriented stuff.
Yeah, this is from as a reference for great rock drum sounds and great guitar sounds too. This album is absolutely great to have that reference, mixed reference or something.
Yeah, should get back into this and learn, relearn the parts again. Hearing your 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 great guitar sound there.
I have something to add. We did the last 2 episodes too. If somebody likes to tweak the EQ in the amp section, I have the newer version of the Rig Manager with the liquid profiling and the amp model here on there. You can choose a different, this is the rig, how it was profiled with all the original way. And if you like to tweak and the sound of the with the EQ or the gain section, take this one and choose the matching amp. Is Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier Red. I think Red is the high gain channel. Is that right? I don't know. Yeah, Red. Channel Red. Okay. So here we are. Just for the morph sound. So we have the gain, the amp gain would be on 10. We can go a little bit further because generic gain is at 7.1. So if you like to have more gain, you can. And this is then, it's more gain as on the original Mesa Boogie. And the reaction of the treble and presence control is the same as on the amp.
Yes.
Original. Huge difference.
Yes, indeed.
So you get really much more closer to the original amp sound using these matched tone stacks. And as I said in the other videos, the play feel, try it out. The play feel is much better. You get this reaction from the amp, from the profile, much better than using the normal EQ. And it sounds, you normally with when you see my sound settings on all those Legends tributes collection, the EQ is almost in the middle. Because when I like to tweak something, I took the studio EQ. Sometimes put the EQ position pre and added some presence and treble for those Fender style amps. But now it's a total different world, and you don't need to have a liquid profile. So these newer profiling technique to make profiles, you can add this tone stack to older profiles too. So if somebody needs to tweak some a bit, then go to amp model, choose the amp model. You don't need to choose the matching amp model. Try something and you get really cooler, newer sounds.
Cool. This is this again so inspiring, and this especially on top of it, because when I need to go to my most heavily loved Tube Thompson rig and try to find a proper tone stack for that. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for these tones. This is one of the, I don't know, defining tracks of modern rock music, I guess. And yeah, guys, again, try this at home, and also for your own stuff, be creative, and yeah, that, because that's a great combination here with that track. You know, the writing, the production, the guitar tones. It's in a way classic, but then so weird because of the chord changes.
Yeah.
The detuned guitar, no, the drop tuned guitar that does this, and then the guitar sounds. Yeah, it's inspiring for even could be used for modern stuff as well. With this rig, start something new would be awesome. Yeah, okay, enough talking about this. Thomas, again, thanks a lot.
Welcome.
For this especially, and yeah, we are curious about what you will come up with next time, because there's 4 Legends tribute collections already, a lot of material to choose from, and make more music, try this at home, and see you next time soon, next week actually. Take care.
Bye.